Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. Name is Patrick. I work as a digital consultant for the rental team at Caterpillar. And like John was saying, the goal today is to walk you through the cat rental store portal and give you guys a little bit of an idea as far as what the capabilities of the portal are today, some of the things that you can do, some of the things that you guys will have access to, and how to get started with an account today. Um, First, the place that you need to go to even get to the portal is catrentalstore.com. This is our corporate rental website for Caterpillar. You can also use catrentalstore.com/Quinn. And when you go to that site, you'll be able to see this My Account menu here, and you can create an account, you can sign in. But I'm going to show you really quick some of the things that you can do once you register and you get an account so you can see everything that you have on rent. Basically, we wanted to give power to you guys as customers to start seeing everything that you have on rent with your local dealer and start performing some of the actions, some of the day-to-day stuff that you do by calling your rep or by calling the counter. You can do some of these things digitally. So here's the main account page for the portal that once you receive access, once you create your registration, you will have a very similar screen to mine. But basically, there's a couple of different things that you can see and do. So you will be able to see all of your rentals. You'll be able to manage and see your job sites, see notifications, any open contracts, invoices, and requests. If you guys also do business with multiple dealers, you will be able to see a list of all these different dealers that you do business with. And depending on which dealer you want to get access to, you are also able to request access to these different dealers. The cool thing about this experience is that it's the same login and password for all the different accounts. So you don't have to log in with a different dealer or a different website. Everything is managed through this portal experience. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see your account details, and you can also set up your notification settings. So anytime you submit a request digitally and you receive a reply from your local dealer, you can set up to receive an email alert as well. So you'll be notified inside the portal, but you'll also receive an email notification. And then we also have app version of this portal. So it's not only a desktop computer version, we also have an app version. They work hand in hand, they talk to each other. Whatever you do in one, it will be reflected on the other. And on the app version of the portal as well, you can set up your notification preferences to receive app notifications. So again, I just want to remind you, it's two experiences, two different channels, but it's the same account information and the same things that you're able to do in both. The only difference between accessing the portal in a computer and accessing it on your phone on an app is that the app gives you the ability of attaching pictures on a service request. And I'm going to go through that in a little bit, but just wanted to mention the difference between the two right away. But here, once I'm logged in, I can see all these different things, all the different dealers that I have access with. If I hover over this My Account menu, I can see the same information and go where I want to go from here. So I'm just going to click on rentals. This is the main page that a lot of customers spend most of their time on. And basically, it gives you a view of everything that you have on rent with your local dealer and all the different details around it. A couple of things that I would like to highlight. You can search specific equipment that you're looking for. So let's just say you have an asset ID number that you're trying to find it. You can type it in and it will narrow down the results. You can type in a PO number or job site name, and it would just narrow this table for you. As you can see, I'm showing 27 of 30 assets, and basically you also have the option of looking at machines only, so prime equipment, or you can see your machines plus attachments. So now you're seeing 30 out of 30. So we will always let you know how many pieces of equipment you're looking at your screen, and you can always toggle between looking at machines only or machines plus attachments. The other thing that you can do right away is also export this into Excel and it's pretty much the same view that you have right here, but in an Excel format. We do know that a lot of customers like to have a own rent report, so that serves as your own rent report, and you can manage that in an Excel format as well. But back to what I was saying, here you have a list of everything that you have on rent. Let's just say you're done using this particular boom lift, you want to call off. Here's the couple of actions that you can do, but I just want to walk you through a couple of them. So if you want to call off this piece of equipment, you just click on End Rental. You would choose the date where you would like to call it off. You can select if you need transportation or not. You can even add a couple of notes, so you can ask your dealer to please come after 5 p.m. and you can submit that request to your dealer. So one of the things that you will notice is that anytime you actually submit one of those digital requests, right here, the status of that equipment has changed. So it's now telling you that the end rental has been requested. So that's one of the cool things about this experience, is that any interaction that you submit digitally to your dealer, every time that they start working on your request or they schedule your request, you actually see the updated status in here in the portal for you at all times. So in this example, this one has been requested. In this example, this one has been scheduled. So you don't need to chase emails. You don't need to chase text messages. You don't need to chase your reps or coordinators. All of the status of your equipment are right here for you to see in front of you. The other thing that you can do, it's also extend your contract. So if you want to go ahead and you know your contract's coming to a due date and you want to extend it, you can also change and put a date in the future and submit that extension request. You can also transfer equipment to a different job site. So let's just say you're done using this pump, but you want to keep it because you have another job site coming up, or you have another job site that might need it today. So you can select when you want to transfer. We actually give you a list of all your existing job sites with that local dealer, and you can choose from one of the drop-down options, or you can even add a brand new job site that you guys are about to start. You can let your dealer know if you need transportation, help with transportation or not, add additional notes, and you can submit that to your dealer. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you is service calls. So if equipment needs service, you can let them know if the machine is working or not working, provide additional details. And like I was telling you about earlier, if you want to submit that same service call on your phone with the app, you can also attach pictures to it. But again, this take action column right here, it lets you know the status of any given request that you have submitted. And the other cool thing about this is that if you click on any given asset name or asset ID, it would actually take you to that product page where you can see additional details. You can see history of all the interactions between yourself and the local dealer. So in yellow, this would be you as a customer submitting any type of request. And here in black, that will be a coordinator at the dealership actually responding to your request. So it's not a robot, it's not automated responses. These are actually coordinators responding to your requests and interacting with you. You can send additional messages if you would like. And you have history of all these different interactions between you and the dealer. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is job sites. So we know a lot of customers like to manage job sites. They like to see what they have on rent in any given job site. So here we give you a good visibility of all the equipment you have on rent in each one of these job sites. If you have a massive list of job sites, you can also search them by job site name or address and a couple of information. Just like the previous page, you can also export this into Excel and you can add a brand new job site. So if you have a job site coming up, you can send that information directly through here to your local dealer. But I wanted to show you what happens when you actually click in one of those. So if you click on any given job site, it would actually give you all the equipment that you have on rent on that job site. So I know I have 8 rented assets in here, and sometimes it makes it easier for you to find what you're looking for and to manage equipment by job sites. So here you can see all the different assets that I have on rent. If I want to find something specifically, I would just click it on it, and it would actually take me to that product page, and I can perform whatever actions I want to perform right from here. So again, just a couple of different options for you to manage your fleet. You can manage by looking at your rentals. You can manage them by looking at your job sites and finding the equipment that way as well. One of the things that I always like to mention as well is that in this job site page, you can actually edit your job site information and change maybe a job site manager contact information or anything that you would like, but you have the ability to edit it. And then you also have the ability of deactivating a job site. So whenever you're done with a particular job site, you want to remove it from this list to keep it clean. You have the option of deactivating it, and that will send it to the dealer. In this case, it won't allow me to do it just because I have assets on rent in every single one of them. So this is a little safety net that we build. But again, once that number goes to 0 for any given job site, you can actually deactivate those and keep your screen a little bit clean. The other thing that I wanted to go over is invoices. So we actually have an invoice page where anytime a new invoice is generated by your dealer, it's displayed in here for you to see. You can always export this into Excel as well to keep it to your records. And if you click on any given invoice, it will give you additional details of that invoice as well. So it will have the breakdown, any taxes and fees. It will have all that information right here for you to see, and you can print this page as well. The other thing that you might notice once you guys get individual access is that you're definitely going to see a lot more than 10 invoices. So you can also search specific invoice IDs or PO numbers, contract IDs. So you can filter what you're trying to find, and that makes it a little bit easier if you want to find specific invoices that you need. So again, all of this information, as soon as you click it, it gives you additional breakdown, and you can export this into Excel as well. We also have notifications. So the way notifications work, anytime a dealer replies to you, sends you a message or sends you a confirmation, you will get a notification. Like I was talking about in the beginning of the presentation, you can set up email alerts, but anytime that you're in the portal and you have this little envelope right next to my account, you will also see the envelope right next to notifications. And that just means you have a new notification that just came up. And then you can click in them and then manage, and it will take you directly to that particular request for you to see. Okay. The last thing that I wanted to go over, a couple of other things, requests. So we built this based on customer feedback. Customers told us that they would like to have a request page so they can manage just the open requests and see the latest interactions in them. So this is, you can just manage all the requests by request type. Makes it easier for you to find what you're looking for. So that's what we built this. And then you can also see all the open contracts that you have. So very similar view to invoices, but this will only present active contracts. So the moment that a contract is closed, it will disappear from here. The moment that you start a new contract, it will automatically appear in here for you to see. And if you click in any one of them, it will give you additional details of that particular contract as well. So again, you have access to all of this information if you click on those contracts. Another thing that I wanted to go over is you can actually rent equipment through this portal. So if you click on browse equipment, and let's just say you're trying to rent a boom lift, you can actually submit this request in this platform. So you can put equipment on a cart, and as you can see here, you can view the cart and proceed to a checkout process. So let's just say you want to rent these 2 boom lifts for the month of June. So you just pick up the date. You can add additional notes that you would like. You can continue the request. And one of the cool things about this experience is, one, you are able to see your rates with all the equipment. But 2, because you guys are registered and you have an account with your dealer, just like I mentioned before, you can see a list of all the active job sites. So it makes it a little bit easier to give that information to someone at the dealer. You can also add a brand new job site if you want. You can add attachments in here. You can let the dealer know if you need transportation or not. And then you also are presented with 2 different options. So you can either get a quote or you can rent the piece of equipment now. So the difference between the 2 is getting a quote. Let's just say you're a couple of weeks out from this project, from this job. You just want to get an understanding on how much would it cost you, get a quote from the dealer, and have some time to think about it. You can create that quote. The dealer will reply to you with a formal quote, and you can approve it or reject it or do whatever you want to do with that quote. But then you also have the option of renting it out. So we see a lot of customers using this functionality. They have a job, they have an urgent need for a piece of equipment, and they want to rent the equipment as soon as possible. So they can request this rent and out option, and it just creates a sense of urgency to the dealer and helps them get the machine out to you as fast as possible. So these are the 2 options. But again, in this experience, one of the cool things is that throughout all the different categories, all the different products that your dealer offers, you're able to see rates and different details or any given unit, and helps you in the renting process. So I'll just leave you with one quick thing. If you guys want to get started and get an account and start seeing everything that you have on rent today, you can go to catrentalstore.com. And under My Account, you can click on Create Account. So it's a very straightforward process. Once you click on Create Account, you can select Quinn, and it will take you to Quinn's registration page. And you want to click on Create Account. So we ask you some very basic information about you guys, just to make sure we know who we're granting access to. But then you can create your username and password. And once you submit that, Quinn is going to get your registration and set you guys up with access to your account. So it's a very straightforward process. Takes about 1 minute to 2 minutes to register. So I'll highly encourage you guys to do that today. Like I said, go to catrentalstore.com, click on My Account, Create Account, and register with access to Quinn. So you guys can start seeing everything that you guys have on rent and submitting some of these requests digitally. Well, thank you everyone for having me. If you guys think of any other questions, just let John and the Quinn team know, and I'll be more than glad to answer them later.
Patrick, we just want to say thank you. Up on the screen right now is our email for the webinars. It's trainingwebinars@quinngroup.net. If you do have any questions after this presentation, we ask that you send us an email there or reach out to your salesman or coordinators, and they will be able to help out with some of those questions. Again, we'd just like to thank you all for joining us and hope to see you on the next one.